Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Duels with our Grixis Draw and Go control deck. So, without further ado, let's not waste any time, let's get into the games. I'll see you there. Alrighty then, we are on the draw. We technically have double blue in hand, telling time to find more lands, so we could get a Scatter to the Winds on turn 3 and a Fatal Push on time. I think this is a perfectly acceptable hand. Yeah, it's pretty much all blue for the most part, and we've got all blue lands, so that's good. In a way, of course. Not exactly. If we go Ether Hub for Renegade map, untap, get an island, Drowned Catacomb comes into play on turn 3, we've got double blue. Yeah, I think that's the plan. So, Ether Hub into Renegade map, gonna crack that later down the line. Doubt our opponent's going to give us anything worthy of a Fatal Push, so I don't think we're going to be using our Ether Hub energy. Brain in the Jar. Ooh. Alright. It's been a while since I've seen you. It's been a while since I've played you, actually. Need to... Ooh, an island. Just need an island, and both of those come into play untapped. Yeah, I do love me some Brain in the Jar. Not many applications at the moment for this card though. Rise from the Tides at instant speed is probably the best one to come off of it. Which is a lot of fun. So our opponent is staring at that wonderful land I picked. Totally chose it for its artwork, and I'm sure that's why I was delaying. Just staring at it. Ooh. I think I still prefer the Kaladesh lands. I think they were a lot nicer. There's a Jace. Jace can die to the Fatal Push next turn. We're going to do a Telling Time right now. See if we can set some up. I'll take the Telling Time and the Dynavolt Tower. We don't need any more lands for now. We got that covered. And he's going to tick up his Brain in the Jar. Nothing yet for Brain in the Jar. Right. So we can not hold up a counter. Well, I suppose we could hold the Fatal Push to see if we need to scatter, because he's not exactly going to flip his Jace just yet, so we'll let him get one loot out of it, just so that we can potentially counter something. We'll have to see. Really not too fussed about this Brain in the Jar, to be honest, but I'm sure it will become annoying eventually. We'll have to commit and then counter it on the way back. So, land for opponent into Sphinx's Tutelage. That is not resolving. Sorry, bud. Got Dispel. Ticking up Brain in the Jar. 2 mana counter. Unsubstantiate. Alright. Fair enough. Commit's going onto the Tutelage then, by the looks of things. That's unfortunate. Mono Blue Mill then. Probably using Brain in the Jar for the more expensive card draw spells than would be my assumption. Let's go Sulphur Falls. So we can commit the Tutelage if we want. We can also Fatal Push the Jace holding up a counter as well. Also a good thing. So he's going to be able to loot and mill us a little bit. I don't think that a little bit of mill right now is going to be too much of a problem. It is a bit annoying that he managed to resolve it though. Yeah, I think we're just going to Fatal Push to the Jace now. He's going to loot in response. We have Censor and Scatter open. If we don't have to counter, then we just Telling Time. Drops a Take Inventory and mills us. Wow! That hit a lot. Okay. Pass the turn. 3-colour deck, that shouldn't happen very often. It mills extra if the colours match and they're not lands. Oh, not a pull from tomorrow. Uh-oh. Niblis of the Frost, we're going to censor that because you tapped out. Might not get good use for that otherwise. I'm certainly not going to use a hard counter over it. Won't mind a land here. Unless this disintegration is not a land. So, if we commit the tutelage, he has to draw into it later down the line. And then we've got a scatter open, so he needs a counter in his hand or in the next draw. But he does get to resolve whatever he wants if we commit right now. What could he resolve that I would be bothered about? I'm not really sure, to be honest. I'm guessing this is just going to be jam-packed full of card draw, and if it's got creatures, we've got unless it's disintegration, so I'm feeling like just commit on the tutelage. Yeah, let's do it. Bounce that away, counter it on the way back. So tutelage is now his next draw. Jesse and Thief is fine. He can cast a 3 converted mana cost instant or sorcery with the brain in the jar if he's got one. So he could have a counter to our counter. Harnessed Lightning. We've been missing our land drops quite a lot. We could Telling Time to find one, but if we don't hit one, we don't hold up a counter for the tutelage. So the top 3 cards has to be a land in order for that to pay off, so it is a bit of a gamble. And they're not really going to win without that tutelage, so I suppose we're just going to pass and hold up a counter. Chooses to go for something else, then we've got Telling Time and Harness Lightning as well to kill the Thief. We'll take this one. He does get to draw a card, but can't drop our shields. You ready to stop the timer? Sphinx's Tutelage. Right, let's scatter. See if our opponent does have a counter in hand. They do not. Alright. A little bit more confident going for a Telling Time now since we're not actually holding up counters anymore. I'd like you to use the Ether Hub though, and the blue. There's our land drop. Yeah, best holding up. 3 mana. Harness Lightning as well. Just threaten a counter, but also just plan on burning the Thief away, most of all. We're going to pass. Opponent's probably going to do something on our instep. Does he have a 3 mana play? Nope. Okay. So we need tutelage removal. Should be noted as well, we've got memory in our graveyard, so even if he does land a tutelage, he's got to mill us twice over. Because we can shuffle all of our graveyard. Unsubstantiate. Okay. Sure. Opponent gets 2 damage in, does get to draw a card. He's making it annoying on us. Guy reached Sanitarium. So he can use that to loot if he wants, but then he can't use the brain in the jar. Passes. Okay. Holding up counters potentially. I think we're best using Dynavolt Tower. Resolves. Alrighty then. Let's just pass the turn back over. Is our opponent going to tap out Disperse? Alright. Let's go for his Thief. Before the Prowess trigger sets in, use 3 energy to kill it. Bounces our tower back, but we got value out of it. Opponent can do whatever he wants though. But we didn't have counters anyway, so... Disciple of the Ring. Exile instant sorcery from your graveyard. You can counter unless they pay 2. You can do that once. Which means... I don't believe you can save your guy. Because you can only tap down once, so you can make us pay 2 for the Harness Lightning. We've got plenty of energy. And then we can resolve a Dynavolt Tower after that. So you could pump up, but we just pay extra energy. Or he can make us pay an extra 2 mana. Either way, that Disciple is dead. I think he knows it. Might be in his best interest though to... No. Maybe not. Let's get down our Dynavolt Tower then. Let's get our win condition going. Unless our opponent has a counter in hand. A commit maybe. Nope. Up to 4 counters. 1 card in hand. This is a spicy meatball. Ooh. Giving us a little bit of card advantage, eh? I guess the Harness Lightning, because Telling Time is going to allow us to get lands so we can get towards our Gear Hooks. And Harness Lightning is essentially just a worse disintegration in a sense. Loots away another brain in the jar. Pull from tomorrow, we can do that for 2. I think we're going to Telling Time, try to get a land drop, get some energy off of our Dynavolt Tower. And we hit a land drop and we also hit a Chandra. So we shall take both of them. Pass the turn over. Chandra can win it for us. It's a lot closer and a lot quicker than Cruel Reality at this point. Opponent sticks another counter on the brain in the jar, so the only thing really at this point that's worth hitting on brain in the jar is... Thank you. How do we dump here then? I guess the pull from tomorrow. I don't know. Nah, we'll go with a Disintegration. Chandra can take down creatures. Our opponent might not be playing any more of them. Jesse and Thief and the Disciple of the Ring might be the only creatures they're running in for the most part. Alright, let's see if our opponent has a counter in hand for our Chandra. If they don't, they probably just lose. So they've used 2 unsubstantiates. They do have disperses. So they can disperse before we get to ultimate our Chandra, but she'll be doing a lot of work at that point. So does Chandra resolve? It does. Add 4 mana, does that do anything? Add 2 mana, sorry. Nope. Tick up Chandra. And we might as well cast the Renegade map. Cast the other one as well, while we're at it. It's going to allow us to get our lands for Cruel Reality. Brain in the Jar up to 6. Has a Rise from the Tides. Okay. So Chandra's dead. That's fine. Forgotten Creation. It's a pretty dead card at this point. Discarding your hand and drawing in your hand doesn't seem all that powerful right now. Yeah, down goes Chandra. Not much we could have done to stop that. And take 4. We can play Cruel Reality and he'll have to start slowly sacking away his zombies. You can also play Torrential Gear Hulk and use a Disintegration on one of them as well to kill 2. Well, let's play the Swamp. We've got Memory in the graveyard. I don't really want to cast that at the moment. Yeah, we're just going to hold up Gear Hulk and take down 2 of his creatures. So he has to discard his hand if he wants. No, he doesn't. And once we've set down Gear Hulk and killed everything, we can pull from tomorrow for 5 as well. Take inventory for 2? Yes. It's fine. Taking 8 here though, which is not fantastic. Guessing our opponent's looking for tutelage. It's the land drop. And coming in for the attack. Hoping our opponent doesn't have a counter here. Not much we can do about it if they do. Alright then. Let's go with, unless it's Disintegration, because it'll deal some damage to our opponent as well. Cast it on one of the zombie tokens. And then we've got a Dynavolt Tower to kill another one as well. Loots for us. Hey, Radiant Flames. That'll do. Oh, what do we dump now though? Radiant Flames just clears this board completely, so I guess Cruel Reality to have a pull from tomorrow to fill up our hand again. Use Dynavolt Tower, ping off another zombie. Block the Forgotten Creation. Oh, it's got Skulk, of course. Down to 6. Hopefully our opponent has a 2-drop creature that dies to Radiant Flames. That'd be lovely. We get to hit our opponent for 5 next turn as well. So I think it's close, but I do believe we are probably going to win this. I think it costs 2 to take the counters off of. Oh, it costs 3 for the Brain in the Jar, so they can't take the counters off that just yet, so it is utterly useless right now. So I don't believe there are any 7 mana cost cards. In blue anyway. That you can cast off of that. So our opponent's running the clock down. Don't think they've realised they haven't passed the turn. So if we did a Radiant Flames, 1, 2, 3, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the pull for tomorrow, so we can pull X3 and Radiant Flames. I don't think that's necessarily worth it. Have you got a placer? Or are you... I don't know what he's doing. Okay. Is this... Is he being salty? I don't understand. He hasn't lost. Alright. Don't know what that was about, but there you go. Right, so let's play an Ether Hub. keep our maps in play for now. Let's go in with the Gear Hulk. Actually, we should have Flames first, just in case he has some sort of counter that I'm not thinking of. I don't think he's got anything that we can't pay for anyway. So we should be fine. Radiant Flames X3. Like an unsubstantiate, we can just cast again. Putting a counter on Brain in the jar for no value. Wipe his board clear. Now he's probably lost. So next turn we get to pull for 6. So we'll have 5 cards in hand next turn. Oh, 6. Because the one we'll draw. But he does have free reign to do whatever he wants now. Bounce spells are really bad with the Gear Hulk, because we can just bounce back and play all sorts. Pour of the Pages, draw 3, untap 2 lands, discard a card. And another Rise from the Tides. Alright, that's problematic. Let's crack our maps, thin out our deck. Make sure we don't draw lands, or we're less likely to anyway. So we need a board wipe. So might actually have to pull X3 here, actually. After we crack the other map, after our opponent's done looking at our mountain. There we go. And a swamp. Because we could pull X3 next turn, or X4 actually, I suppose. We've got rid of our Radiant Flame, so we need... No, it would still be X3. Even next turn, because we need 4 mana. We've only got 1 Radiant Flames, so we need to find our Yahenni's Expertise. We got 2 of those. Alright, pull X3, draw 3, discard 1. Fevered Visions. Ugh. And a Glimmer to continue digging. Fevered Visions won't find us what we need. 3, 6. We could use Memory to shuffle our graveyard back in and hope we hit Radiant Flames as well. That would technically work. Alright, Sulphur Falls. Glimmer. Neither of those are helpful. Neither of those are helpful either. I think we've just lost. 3, 8, 10, 11. Oh, we are 1 mana short. 1 damage short, should I say. Not 1 mana. I'm being silly. That's annoying. Alright. Hold back. Maybe our opponent fears what we have. But we are dead here. Lucky top deck on that Rise from the Tides. Getting in for 10. Let's have a look at our Glimmer before we die. Let's see what we could have won. Neither of those. And yeah, we were nowhere nearer Johanny's expertise. We could pick one off, but we're still dead. Oh dear. Well, our opponent just kept putting pressure on the board whenever we had our stuff down, so, you know, what can you do? Anyway, guys, let's go on to the next game. Oh, we are in, and we're on the draw. We have 3 lands, and Fatal Push, Shock, and some counters. Yep, looks good enough to me. I think we'll Evolving Wilds turn 1 and go get ourselves a Swamp. Because then we can go Swamp into Island, into Sulphur Falls, and we get to hold everything up. That being said, now we have an Ether Hub. We can hold everything up. Opponent's on red, so... Nah, I think we'll just thin out our deck at the moment. Crack that, get a Swamp. There isn't a turn 2 play that our opponent can make that will make me regret this. Almost certain of it. Red, white. And Initiate. Right, no regrets. We get to shock that out of the game, which is going to be nice. We need to play an island. Actually, we'll Fatal Push it. Because Sulphur Falls was not the right colour. Alright. Pass the turn. See if our opponent wants to stick an enchantment on it before combat. Otherwise, we shall simply Fatal Push it. And I'm guessing Shock pretty much hits most of their creatures. Another mountain. And an Erosis Champion. Yes, indeed, that dies to Shock. Let's Fatal Push the Initiate. And then Shock the Champion next turn. Hey, Henny's expertise. Wonderful. We also have a counter up now. But we won't counter any auras, because we'll just shock. But we're probably just going to shock and Telling Time here. Telling Time finding the removal for the next creature that we're not going to answer. Harsh Mentor. And Giant Spectacle. There you go. Shock that away. Goodbye, Aura. And then we'll Telling Time find an answer for that Mentor. There's a Harness Lightning. Awesome. And a land. Land wasn't ideal, but what can you do? Ether Hub. We have Yohenni's expertise open now. We have counters open. And Harness Lightnings. Opponent's down to 3 cards in hand. He's supposed to be an aggro deck, and we've pretty much shut that down. One of the good things about this deck, it's actually quite good against aggro. Most control decks tend not to be. Another land, it's good to see. And an Honoured Crop Captain, sure. Goodbye, Harsh Mentor. See you on the other side. It's actually interesting because that does hurt us with our Dynavolt towers. I was hoping our opponent would play something there, but apparently not. Alright, we get to hold up counters and glimmers. I'm happy to take 3 here to see if our opponent wants to empty their hand next turn into our board wipe. If they try to play anything that puts it above 3 toughness, we'll have to counter that. So take 3. Start using our life total as a bit of a resource here. If he plays a 3 toughness or lower creature or does nothing, we will glimmer. find some removal. Gear Hulk, eh? That's technically removal. And a telling time. Alright. It's removal in multiple ways, and so is Jace. So, Torrential Gear Hulk can come down to block this dude, and then also Harness Lightning or Shock anything off the board if he plays it pre-combat. If he doesn't play anything pre-combat, then we've got Glimmer of Genius in the graveyard as well. So, just pass the turn. Here he comes. Down he comes. And we'll just use Glimmer. Yes, please. Scry 2, draw 2, and gain 2 energy. Don't want either. To the bottom, please. Magma Spray and Radiant Flames, a perfect combo of cards if I've ever seen them. Titan Strength. Okay. That's fine. I'll just take 6. Should have used that maybe in response to a block, so that I would actually trade off my Gearhulk. Reprisal. Alright, you got me. But I tell you what, I got you. I got Magma Spray. Right, let's play Jace. Save the Magma Spray for the captain. Tick up. Chandra to the top as a replacement Planeswalker if he should happen to thwart my plans. But we're probably just going to Magma Spray as soon as he goes to combat. Exiling this unless he has a instant speed pump spell. And he does not. And passes. Alright. That's officially, that pass is a concession as far as I'm concerned. Right, scry 1 and draw. A commit. I will take the commit. It's effectively a counter. How should we proceed? I guess we could telling time. We're going to be discarding to hand size is what I'm thinking, so maybe the telling time hits a land and sets us up for something better. Right, a land to discard, a shock to draw. Actually, we make our land drop, so no discarding necessary. Awesome. I thought we'd made our land drop. Opponent looks like he might be passing. Second main. Yeah, passes. Alright, bad move, bad move. Tick up. Hit a Harness Lightning. I mean, at this point, probably might as well take it. It's more removal for our opponent's stuff. And then we'll Chandra, holding up a counter. Tick up Chandra. Probably going to throw away whatever it is, even if we could cast it. Pass the turn. Ultimate Jace next turn. So even if our opponent has something to play, it gets countered. And then we have backup counters for the second thing they play. Twin Bolt. Nope. Because that ultimate just wins. Yeah. So let's just ultimate Jace. Could wait a turn, but I don't think we have to at all. Take up Chandra. Hit a Magma Spray with no target, so we burn our opponent. And yeah, just play a Renegade map, I guess. First spell we cast gets countered, the second one gets countered by us. And it goes into their deck again, so it'll effectively get countered later down the line as well. Let's just pass the turn. Opponent passes, we're going to shock them to the face. We have Harness Lightning for creatures and 2 board wipes. It's not going to backfire. Take up. Fevered Visions do not cast. That will only help our opponent. And we're going to pass the turn. We get to pull for a Metric Tan. Pull for 6, essentially. And our opponent passes. Alright, draw 6. Discard 1. Discard a map. We have Cruel Reality. So if our opponent plays a creature, they have to sacrifice it. And you have a 1-drop. We technically do. I'm going to tick up again though, just so we don't have to use our energy. Burn our opponent for 2. Opponent takes 5 from the Cruel Reality. We'll discard. At this point, it really doesn't matter. It's telling time and yeah, his expertise. Takes 5. Opponent's literally just not casting anything. Oh, beautiful. Alright. We get an emblem. If we cast any spell in our hand, we deal 5 to our opponent. I'm going to Radiant Flames the board for 3. And deal 5 to our opponent. And that's going to be game. Control taking down aggro. Awesome. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. So if you did enjoy the content, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a great deal. Lets me know you're enjoying the series. As always, be sure to hit that little bell icon as well right next to the subscription button, and that'll give you notifications when I release new videos. I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow for some more Control. Goodbye.